Hi dear students, today I am going to discuss with you about a topic. The topic is, can a grammar play a vital role in spoken English or not? This is the question. I mean, is grammar is important to speak in English or not? The answer is certainly, of course, it is very important to speak in English. Someone say you can speak English directly without learning grammar. But how can that true? How can that be possible? Because English is not our native language. Our friends can talk in English, cannot talk in English. Our neighbors cannot talk in English. Our family members cannot talk in English. Our classmates cannot talk in English. And we haven't a partner to talk in English. So how can we directly speak in English without knowing any grammar rules? Even basic rules also. That's the question. So, in my view, my opinion, grammar is very important to speak in English. I'm not telling that all the rules and regulations of the grammar we have to understand first, then we speak. I'm not talking about that. At least very basic rules. For example, tenses. Tenses is very basic thing we need to speak in English. Without knowledge of tenses, we can't speak English properly. Really, how can we speak English without knowing this basic needy? The tenses is very this plays vital role in spoken English. We can't speak proper English, correct English without knowing these basic needs. So, for example, uh, if we speak in English, if we expresses the actions which we are taking today at the present time, we have to use am is our helping verb and v1 plus ing. If we talk about a action which is take immediate future, we have to use simple present tense and no helping verb v1. And if we talk about the action which has completed before, completed just, we have to use present perfect tense uh, uh, v3 and helping verb have and has. And if we want to talk about actions which has completed before, the past actions, past events, we have to use past tenses. For example, if we want to talk about past event, simple past tense, no helping verb v2. And if we wanted to talk about the past tense which has continued at the time of some point of time, at the time when we are talking about the mentioning about the certain time, action was going on that time. If we want to express like these actions, we have to use was and were helping verbs and v1 plus ing. If we want to talk about an action which is completed for long before many days long ago, we have to use past perfect tense had and v3. And if you want to talk about the action had been completed long before ago and it was continuous for some time long before ago, we have to use had been and v4. And if we want to talk about, if we want to express our actions in the future which have taken place, which will be take place in the future, for example, if we want to talk about the action which will take tomorrow, day after tomorrow in the future, we want to use shall and will v1. And if we want to talk about the action is continue in the future, we have to use shall be and will be v4. And if we want to tell about the action will be completed in the future, we have to use shall have and will have and v3. And if you want to talk about the action will be continued at some point of time in the future, we have to use shall have been and will have been and v4. Like this, there are totally 12 tenses in English. We have to understand the rules regulations means, rules and regulation means we have to understand each tenses, helping verbs and verb forms, and at what time we use these tenses. This is very important. If you want to speak some sentences, we have to follow these rules. We have to follow tenses. If we do not follow these tenses when we are talking, the sentence may become wrong. For example, I heard a sentence from a student. He told that I had I had go to my village tomorrow. I had go to my village tomorrow. Is it right? Is it right sentence? No, it's a very wrong. I had go to my village tomorrow. How much wrong sentence it is? Why he made this mistake? Why he made this mistake? Do you know? He don't know knowledge of tenses. So who know the knowledge of tenses? He can't make like this mistakes. Another student used to tell that I shall go to my village yesterday. I shall go to my village yesterday. Is it right? It's a very wrong, biggest mistake. Because I shall, it is used future, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, next week, like this. But he told he wanted to express his past event, but he used future helping verbs. This is the biggest mistake. And some like this mistakes and happen for that, because if don't know the tenses, don't know rules and regulation, don't know the about the tenses, when do you use, where do you use, what kind of sentence we do use. If we don't know about that knowledge, we can make some mistakes like this. So if we want to speak correct and proper sentences, first of all we want to learn tenses. This rule vital things in spoken English. Very important. Tenses are very important. Tenses can tells us the what kind of sentence when do we use. This tells the time of an action. Tenses tells time of an action. Which action when do you use? The tenses is very important to speak in English. So that's why I'm telling that. I'm not telling that, not that we want to learn all the rules and regulations of the grammar, then we start to speak. I'm not telling that. I'm telling that we need to understand very needy things, very necessary things. Tenses, kinds of sentences, and parts of speech. These are very necessary things. First of all, tense is very necessary things. So I'm telling that. We understand first of all at what time, what kind of sentence we use. Then we can start speaking in English. So without knowing things suddenly, directly, if you try to talk, that's maybe become mistake. We don't know any rules and regulations. We don't know any way. We don't know any road. How can we go? First of all, we have to know small path. At least we create a small path. We can go by that things. So creating small path means we have to learn at least very necessary things, very needy things. This tenses. If you learn tenses, if you understand the tense, when what kind of sentence when do you use, you can find some way to speak in English. That's why I'm saying we need to learn very necessary things before spoken English, before going to speak in English. So many people say we must try to speak in English without learning any grammar rules and regulations, and we must focus on only speaking English. We need not to focus on learning grammar like this, like that. Some people say, I agree with them, but sometimes I can't, because without these needy things we can't speak. And if we completely focus on grammar, we can't think. That is also right. If we completely focus on only grammar, we can't speak English. we have to focus on everything. Both are. First, we have to focus on grammar. We need to learn basic needs. Then we try to speak in English. I'm not telling that we have to learn first all the rules and grammars, parts of speech, tenses, kinds of sentence, articles, numbers, genders, active voice, passive voice, direct and indirect. I'm not telling all the rules and regulations we learn first, then we try to speak in English. I'm not telling that. I'm telling that I mean we need to learn very necessary things first, then we try to speak in English. So my view is, if you want to start speaking English, first of all we have to learn tenses. Tenses are very very important. First you learn this, and you can find some way, you can find something, some way, some reason, some small path how to speak in English, and what the situation, what kind of sentence we use, and what kind of verb and helping verb we use. We can find these things, we can speak in English. So first you learn tenses, then you can start speaking English. Thank you very much.